spot, and we'll push this button right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, warshippers of all ages, welcome to our last match of the day. This is ELSR and them. We're down in the losers bracket, do or die match for both teams. Spawning here in the green in the foreground is ELSR, fielding Republique. Starting to become a popular choice here as we get narrower, fewer teams left in the event. Ayase in a Novosibirsk. Actually, let's have a quick look at these builds. What is Republic doing? Reload, some survivability. Yep. Novosibirsk there. Yep. Reload and top grade gunner. Yilu in a Castilla. Reload. Solid. Castilla just a solid heavy cruiser. Professor Luga in a Goliath running outnumbered. Probably can guess what flank he intends to play on. Suki in a Howden Liu unique upgrade. 2 destroyer lineup for ELSR. Double Delny Zath. Opting for very, very similar builds there. Going for gun reload. What
interesting.
is them doing? Go ahead.
Once again, different captains, though. If you look at the two Delnys, one of them has the boosted preventative maintenance, and I kind of feel like it's like, well, why not? But it is what it is. So let's go ahead. Yep, let's take a look at them opposing him to the south. Them, by the way, have not used a single flagship in this tournament. Still.
Yep, still
haven't gotten this far. So, for battleships, Deepest Dungeon, once again, he likes his toy Rhode Island. Might as well keep using it.
Love it.
Bogdan, we saw earlier in the Venezia with unique upgrade. Ferry moving on up with the defense. Takbir and the Grozovoy again with the smoke stuff. Mitsuko says, I want to play with that turret traverse again. So he's going to the middle of the map with his Albonk. And heading towards the A side is Pro Streamer in a Wushta with reload. And in front of him is Elbard Thrawn in a unique upgrade Elbing as well.
Now, it's interesting to me, Zath, we just watched them play this map, and they're opting for a very different deployment. Do you see it? Earlier, they went 5 ships to A, 2 ships to B. Now they're going 4 ships B, kind of 1 loner mid, and 2 ships up north.
It makes sense. For one, they know that ELSR has done nothing today yet. So they've got nothing but time to catch, you know, either us casting or somebody else casting the games. They even have the replay files. They can look at the builds that these guys were using. They've got the replay render tool. So they have a lot of information in front of them. So them is absolutely not going to be like, okay, we're going to do the same thing you saw us do earlier. So I like the idea.
I do too. ELSR, for the moment, playing back off the A-cap, opting to send the Delnys out to you know, Castle Island up here, let's say. This island up in B2, one of the big features of the map. Very strategic, very important if you're trying to control the A-cap here. Sorry, I'm having fun playing with the drawing tool. I've wanted this for years, Zach. For years.
Yeah. Well, and this map particularly is helpful for, you know, drawing whatever you want wherever. So it makes perfect sense there. And especially at the beginning of the game, there's really nothing really to talk about. So.
Yep.
Both Delnys have conquered that island at Bravo 2, and they're like, well, where the heck are they?
Well, now what? Exactly.
Right, exactly.
They're going to see, I think Ziyang's going to maybe sniff out a little of these torpedoes falling astern of him, so he's going to know there's somebody lurking around.
Oh, yeah.
The Elbing smoke back here, obviously indicating that somebody was around. But at the moment, nothing doing. Very calm early game, 3.5 minutes in, as them slowly kind of making this push along the bottom edge of the map. I'm curious to see what looks like they're going to run the defense along the inside track. The Elbing gets spotted on Novosibirsk radar, going to draw some fire from the Howden Liu and some bombs there.
Zuko just backing up a little bit.
Yep. Easily able to dodge those bombs. Takbir's Grozovoy running out in front of the Rhode Island of the Venezia, kind of as a tripwire, doing some spotting out there. And the Goliath, of course, Professor Luger was already set up to do kiting in a great position over here on the 10 line. Ready, willing, and able to do exactly that for his team. And so now, ELSR kind of finally getting a feel for how things have gone. Ziang dipping his toes into the A cap as the Delny and the Castilla wrap around this island. So we're going to see, as you like to say, Zath, some toilet bowl action.
Absolutely, as ELSR realizes them is not coming. Them ain't coming. So,
They ain't coming.
So they're going to grab the free cap, and then they'll probably rotate.
Yep, both teams working in a counterclockwise fashion here as the shells begin to fall in and around C. Suki's How Liu picked up and getting dunked a little bit there. I think that was Deepest Dungeon.
More hits now from the Elbing.
Yep, Medzuko's Elbing in Sid mid also had a good angle on him. He finally goes dark there. Now, one thing about having the Goliath in this position versus something else is that they don't really have any kind of torpedoes to be able to dislodge Ferry from this position that he's going to take up here south of this island as he opens fire on Goliath. The Goliath had no idea he was even there. This salvo could be huge. It's not.
Nope. But he knows now.
It's not amazing. And yep, Luger knows now. My bet is that Ferry will probably pop one of his little smokes here in a moment. Yep,
hey,
there
you
goes.
go. I mean, it makes sense, right? You can shoot for free then.
Yep. Yep. It's gonna make Luger consider his angles very carefully as he's gonna blind fire into the smoke for sure. Both Elbings working the middle of the board.
Another good hit there on Suki. Suki at 24 and healing.
Yep, solid hit on Luger's Goliath as well. He got about 10K out of that one. Luger's pushed up against the edge of the map. He's going to struggle a bit to find a good way to maintain angles to both the Rhode Island and the defense crawling up his stern. Ayase's Novosibirsk repositioning here in the middle of the map. I'm going to keep giving you guys the map view because the positional here is important. You can see now the team's kind of forming lines. We've got this green line across about the 4 line, and then kind of the them guys arrayed along kind of the 4, 5, 6 line here in the center of the map.
Yeah, you basically have this half of the map belonging to one, the other half to the other. Both, you know, now them has two caps. So it's just a question of how is Pro Streamer going to do by himself in the Wushta? He's completely alone.
Yeah, this is probably the worst position of any of the them ships, right? Pro Streamer down here all by himself, trying to take on Triarch's Delny. But Triarch has help and Pro Streamer doesn't.
Right.
No smoke, no help, no assistance, no other set of guns. He finally does go dark there until he opens fire again, catching a glimpse of the Delny.
Ferry now seeing the Repub being moved in. Repub, of course, can do nasty things to the defense.
Shells coming in on Ferry, but nothing doing.
Yeah, that was a blind salvo.
Some torpedoes coming in on tack bear. Is he going to take one? He's not. Found a way through it. So now we're getting some better smoke here. No, I thought Eobard was laying smoke in there, but he didn't. Some of the blind fire from the Repub does actually land home there.
It's a good point. He might as well have done it. But he's got 2 left, so maybe he's thinking he needs it for himself as he spots Ziyang's Delny.
Pro Streamer down to 1,000 HP and burning. He'll be out in moments. He catches a glimpse of the Delny with his final moments. His last few salvos going down range here. He's going to get a little more chip damage out of the Delny, but the ELSR is going to claim first blood here back on the 1 line.
Notice that Deepest Dungeon has now been rotated south in the Rhode Island.
Yep. Yep, they're going to have to do something to receive this inevitable push that's coming down now moving in from the 2-3 line, of course.
Oh, big hit on Ferry.
Ooh, Repub finally coming up aces.
Yeah, Ferry was pulling forward, trying to get the shots on Ziyang's Delny to get the kill. And now has to deal with a whole lot of pain.
So they've pulled Meduzko's... Oh, Ferry getting dunked again.
You got the smoke. Use the smoke, Luke.
He needs the smoke desperately. There it is. He needs to break the LOS before he dies. He manages to bounce some of that Repub stuff off his deck. Feels like they should have maybe rotated in one of the destroyer smokes and given him a little bit of a break there from his own, but
Yeah.
we'll see how long he can hold. 40 seconds to his next heal. Now,
Meanwhile, ELSR just circling the B cap. Look at them.
yeah, I was going to say, we're going to see some drama back at B here. They pulled Medusko's Elbing back. They're going to put up the Novosibirsk radar for info. That's going to tell them where Medusko and Dungeon are. As ELSR starting to push into the B cap, they are still down points, 40 points down. But going to make a big play here. They are up on health.
Mm-hmm. Ferry almost dead. There he goes.
Big kill for ELSR, up 2 ships. Small lead change there as Triarch going in on Medusko as well.
Yep.
Novosibirsk, Ayase continuing to push south. Slowly looking to set up by this island.
A952 did take a torpedo, but he kind of just shrugged it off, whatever.
He's looking pretty rough back there, Zath. He's a minute away from his next heal. They have to know that's it's going to be a while till his next heal, and they can pick up that kill. They have to know.
Well, but how do you get something with guns on it? I mean, all you've got is Bogdan's Venezia. He makes the Inky. He starts shooting with the plane up.
It's going to be tough. They're going to have to rely on one of these torpedoes to come in.
And
no.
Whoa.
ELSR,
The French maneuver.
He does a brilliant dodge, but he's burning. He's going out right here.
Huge
Big
kill
for them. They needed that. Flips the lead back. Yulu steps onto B with the Castilla as Triarch and Medusko are going to have a duel. Somebody's going down, and it's Medusko.
It's Medusko, yeah.
Back to a 2-ship lead is ELSR. Deepest Dungeon bringing in the Rhode Island. Check this out, Zath.
I'm watching.
Is he going for the drive-by? I bet he is.
I mean, at this point, you kind of have to, right?
If you're Ayase, you basically have to go for the ram here, I think, and just take the trade. He does get the big citadels. Oh! But he
Deepest
can't get the ram
responds.
off in time. Deepest wipes him out in a single salvo. But he goes down to the Castilla. So not a trade, but certainly not what them was looking for.
No, but I'm entertained.
I'm entertained. That was impressive, Zath.
Look at
Suki's going
Tuck
to
here.
go down to torpedoes right here, I think.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
2 in the stern.
No!
But he takes Eobard with him.
He doesn't die. Suki's not dead.
Them, you know one of the things I love about watching them, Zath? Their response to being down on points is everybody push W and go find something to murder.
That's right.
And it almost works here in game 1, but ELSR holds.
ELSR does indeed hold.
What a Rhode Island salvo, just demolishing poor Ayase.
That was a thing of beauty to watch.
That was brutal.
And yeah, if you missed out on Rhode Island before, make a note. When that shows up again, grab it.
Oh man, that ship is ridiculous. I am having such fun playing mine. She's a great ship in rank. Well, last season ranked was tier 10, right?
Yeah.
And so once you got to silver, at least, I had so much fun playing that boat in tier 10 in rank. So much fun. Just ridiculous.
So here's an interesting question for you. At this point, them is risking elimination.
You think they'll finally bring a super ship or a
point,
flagship?
At this point, yeah, I'm wondering, like,
What do you got to lose, boys?
I mean, you can kind of get the feeling that they've wanted to be able to say, we're going to play without the need for one of these ships that are identified as powerful ships. And we're going to find a way, and so far they've done quite well doing that only. So I wonder if that's a pride thing at this point, if they're going to continue that.
Could be.
Or if they're going to say, you know what, we might need to kind of dig a little bit deeper down into something that we can just kind of wow everybody with. We'll see.
All right, Zath. So let's theory craft for a minute. I put up the point value screen, okay?
Okay.
The ships highlighted in gray are flagships. Up to this point of the event, them has never fielded a single one of these ships. But now, they are one game from being eliminated. So now, like you say, why not? You're going to Islands of Ice, Zaf. What ship on this list, or possibly what ships do you take? Because you can take more than one if you can find points value for them. What do you take? What do you prioritize?
On Islands of Ice, I prioritize the ability to maneuver and relocate. So I would, from the battleship category, Patrie, absolutely.
Okay.
From the cruiser category, when I made the comment before, when in doubt, take Des Moines. Why not take better Des Moines? And I don't know that
that's a valid
Zorky.
choice.
Yeah, and I don't know that a Zorky is that big of a deal as a destroyer. So I
I-
would probably look at one of those two.
I don't
Or
think
both.
I'd take Zorky.
Mhm.
I think Napoli has some value on this map. I think, you highlighted Patrie, but I got to say, Zaf, we watched a team, and I'm going to have to go back and look who it was. Back on day one, we watched somebody play Islands of Ice. It was Resin and Bonks playing Islands of Ice. And Resin brought on that map, they brought a Vermont and let him hang out in mid, and
Yep.
he absolutely dunked on Bonks. You remember that game?
Yes, I did.
I
I
am-
do. So we have seen Brick
I would be-
Smash.
I would be curious to see them bring a brick. It would not shock me because brick smash, right? I think the Annapolis pick would be good. I think Conde would be a good pick. You talk about the need for repositioning. The cap configuration on... Oh, I've got the map set incorrectly. The cap configuration on Islands of Ice also plays a factor here, right? Because this is like ranked cap configuration Islands
Sure.
of Ice as opposed to regular domination. Yeah, I'm going to be really curious to see how they respond. And they may just tell us to go pound sand and do none of the above, which would be also entertaining.
Yeah, I'm just I'm excited to see what them brings to the table.
Yes,
'Cause
very.
they are absolutely not out.
No, not remotely. We've seen them do amazing things before. I'm going to be really curious to see. The stream is just about to catch up to the close pass. I
Yep,
want to see
I'm-
chat's reaction to this.
I'm watching this right now. I just told my people clip moments coming up. Wow.
Looking at that again, it's just as brutal the second time as it was the first.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh man. Crazy. I hope somebody clips that. I have to go back and watch that one. I may go clip it myself. That's a good one. All right. Okay. Well, we know we're going to Islands of Ice. Don't forget to run an ad roll. Sneak one in here before you lose the chance.
Thanks. Yep, I did so. You got it.
Excellent. Good. And I don't. They were told 5 minutes. I think we're going to be right about on time. So I think in about another 2 to 3 minutes, we'll be on our way.
For those of you, I mean, it doesn't matter. Most of you probably aren't hearing the ad roll, or hearing us during the ad roll. But part of the reason why we try to do more ads earlier is in case we have to run to another game, another whatever, pick up a game 3, for example. We might not be able to fit something in between. It might be literally a minute or less. You may recall King of the Sea when you and I literally rushed to another room and they started as soon as we had entered.
We've
So-
done that before, and we'll do it again.
My chat clipped it, and the title was "I Heart White Bars." Love it.
Everybody loves a nice big white bar, Zath. Everybody loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks in my chat are basically saying, one of the guys is like, oh, I have a Rhode Island. I was like, man, good for you, because my chat has been kind of lamenting, when I bust mine out and play it, they're like, man, I wish I owned one of these. I had to get them to explain to me how you earned it. I didn't even know, right?
And
they're
go ahead and
like,
explain,
oh,
because I was going to bring that up.
Well, apparently it was a bundle thing. It was one of these where you had to buy progressive bundles, and it was a random drop in the bundles, right? So you
Yes.
could get it cheap, possibly, if you were lucky, or you could spend a pile of money. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, there were some people that got it pretty early, and there were others that, it was expensive. And the hardest part when they do those events, and guys, this is something that frustrates me as a streamer, as an individual player of the game, is I like to know how much is something going to cost. And when you see that they do the loot box gotcha, whatever you want to call it,
You never
mechanic,
know.
especially like the
Yeah.
hot with the golden, whatever they called it, what was the tier 9 thing they
The
just
golden
released?
week thing they just did.
The Chikuma 2, the Chikuma 2.
Or I thought he was going to say Sarugi, but yeah, it was Chikuma
No,
2.
there was a Chikuma 2, right? Because you've got
Yeah.
the regular, and then you've got the golden version of it, and the golden
Yeah.
version had like such a low drop chance that most
Yeah.
people are never going to get it, right?
Yeah.
But for people that were like, okay, I want this, you have to think, what's the maximum price it can be, and is that ship worth it to you? Are you willing to put that in? Now, everything's worth what people are willing to pay for it. You know, that's just a truth from economics. But still, when you look at it, you just don't know. I like to know, what am I getting into when I'm spending my money?
Yep.
All $20.
Yep. Valid questions, right? You're really interested, like, hey, where are we going here? How far do how deep in my wallet do I have to dig to get this thing? And that's one of the thing about the random loot crate things is that you never really know. So I the folks that I've talked to on my channel that have had success with those, basically they say, when it's a ship that I decide that I want, I say I'm going to spend X amount, and if I get it, yay, and if I don't, bummer, right? They that way they don't get caught up in the continuing to roll the loot dice and see where they land.
The hardest part with that is you have to be willing to stop. If you're not willing to stop, don't even go down that road. That's the hard
Bingo.
part, and that's the gambling mechanic that you have to pull yourself away from. And you know
Interesting.
yourself as an individual, so you go with what you know. We have dropped.
We have, Zath. Let's get into this game. And, them sat there, heard us talking, and said, we don't need no stinking flagship.
Ooh.
We don't need no stinking flagships. So, Zath, here we are. It's do or die time for them. What are they fielding? Let's go.
Them's bringing with them all German destroyers, Z-42, Elbing, unique upgrade Elbing, of course, and that's Elbard. Medusko is in the Z-42, Misa is in the other, and we
Nope.
have a restart.
Looks like we got a restart. So let's go back. Let's go back to this room here, and we'll be back to that in a moment.
Yeah, we'll bring it to you guys momentarily. Restarts do happen in the tournament. If a
Yep.
team calls for a restart, that's typically a disconnect or a crash. The rules are.
Oh no, they had the
everybody
wrong
can-
cap layout.
Ah, that can happen too.
Yeah, it's set for tournament domination as opposed to the wrong. Yeah, they've got it set for the right. That's a ref error.
Yep. So in that case,
Good for them to
neither
catch
team.
it, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. So neither team is essentially charged for this. Like football, you're
Yeah,
charged
no.
a timeout or whatever. So you can still have a team call for a restart if needed. That's cool.
Yeah, this would be the equivalent of a technical tech timeout in the NBA or something, right?
Yes.
Because this was not an error that was on the teams. This was an error on the room setup. Okay.
That's right. Repeat first down.
Yep. Try one more time. Holding offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Bungo? Bungo. Have you played the bungo that much, Raptor?
I don't even own a bungo, Zaf.
Okay.
I am still stuck on whatever the 8 is. Yumahari, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played that line very much. Yumahari's guns surprised me the first time I think I played it. I think I smashed a hipper through the bow a couple of times for like 20K. And I was
can
like,
do that.
whoa. I didn't think... Well, I'm not used to them being that accurate. It's a Japanese battleship. I'm not used to Japanese battleships hitting what they aim at, right? So that was a little surprising to me.
You have to get in the habit for that line of when you want to hit something and you want to not miss, popping your plane, like so that you have that extra, because you get a
little bit of extra oomph. Yeah.
You get that extra tightness of shells that way. So you have to get in the
Yeah.
habit of that. Whereas other lines, you pop it as you need it, and it's like the Japanese. It's
Right.
like, I'm going to shoot somebody, pop the plane up,
Yep.
So
Yep. I really, really want this salvo, so let's make it count.
I remember a couple of years ago, God, now it's probably 3 or 4 years ago, when Wargaming released the Research Bureau, and they gave everybody ×2 on each line that they chose to reset. So, of course, me, I reset them all. And I was speed grinding through them all, and like playing Miyogi and Congo again after years of never touching the Japanese battleships because I couldn't hit crap with them. And suddenly I could hit
Yep.
crap with them because I knew how to aim and lead properly now with all the
Interesting.
experience of
Okay.
years. And just smashing things, oh, it felt so good.
Okay. I have never cared for low-till battleships. Even knowing how to aim, they can't hit crap when I drive them, so I just don't even bother usually.
Yeah, Miyogi and Kongo are exercises in frustration. If you don't know it, when you get to the Fuso, you're saved because of the Japanese shotgun.
Just because it's a Japanese shotgun, you're going to hit something. All right, Seth, game's dropped. Let's try again.
Let's try again, this time with feeling.
This time with feeling as we head back into game number 2. Zath, their backs against the wall, have opted to skip flagships yet again. What are they fielding?
Yeah, well, I'm curious to see what they do with the ships they brought. They've got Medusko in a Z42, Elbard in a unique upgrade Elbing, Misa in again a Z42, Dino is in a Goliath, Pro Streamer, having played Wooster last game, says, you know, I don't mind that, but please give me a smoke. And so now he's taking a Jinan with all the torpedo stuff, including Pack a Punch. Wow. And even has the buffed fire chance. Wow. Yes. Interesting. And then we've got Ferry with the Brisbane. And finally, Deepest Dungeon says, I'm tired of that toy. I want a new toy. And he is bringing with him the British super ship, Devastation.
Rule Britannia plays softly in the background, Zath. Let's have a look at the ELSR lineup. Speaking of Rule Britannia, have a look at the ELSR battleship. They are bringing one of their own, fielding a Conqueror here. We had discussed back on day 1 how it felt like Conqueror was a pretty cheap price point in the list, and it wouldn't be surprising if we saw more of them. And well, here we are. Triple destroyer lineup for them. We've got Triarch here in an Attilio Regalo, all the range she can pack in. Dog Punch in a Yang, that is a radar Yang headed towards the middle of the board, and then Professor Luga in a Z42. We're looking at Suki now in a Minotaur. That is a radar minnow. Curiously, no smoke. I guess they're going to rely on the island cover.
Look at Suki's build. This is a COTS ready build, everybody. Screenshot this. Screenshot this. We have another COTS ready build.
For no captain skills whatsoever. So he built modules, but no captain skills. So I don't even know what his detection is. It's going to be closer to 10.5, 10.8, something like that.
He will not be able to stealth radar.
That's going to hurt. Conqueror build, mostly survivability, not surprising. Have a look at Ayase's Clausewitz heading over to C. Just a solid cruiser build there. And then Yilu's Goliath headed over towards A. So the Minotaur in the middle of the board, Zath, feels really strange because neither of these destroyers that he's paired with has smoke except the Regalo, and he's not close enough to take advantage of that. Regalo's too quick.
No, and if I'm Suki and I've realized that I forgot the captain skills, I am going to find an island. But he's out in the middle of the open, so maybe he hasn't noticed it yet.
Well, it's a much more traditional kind of, I mean, how would you phrase this, right? I've got like a 1-4-2 split here kind of for these guys, for them. Let's see how this thing works.
Maisha's Hydro picks up both of ELSR's destroyers.
Yeah. Triarch's going to take some punishment from the Goliath. No, the shells all fall astern. Yeah. The Jinan shells, the Clausewitz shells on Mixa do not fall astern, however. Minotaur radar going up for Mixa now. Now they can see Suki in the middle of the board. Dog Punch reversing back. Going to take some Goliath punishment there. Yeah. Mixa getting hammered again as well. Deepest on all of the HE, all of the deep water torpedoes. Slowing down. I'm going to be really curious to see how many of these torpedoes land home. Looks like none. He's kind of pulled the handbrake back here.
Yep. Remember, Conqueror's got pretty darn good concealment. It's got the super heal as well. Same thing with Devastation. The HE, where you're just like, I don't really need to think. I just fire predominantly that one shell type.
Well, and now the Minotaur, Suki using island cover to just start farming Deepest's health out. ELSR basically surrendering A for free, really focusing on this line of islands through here, right? They've got a lot of ships around the picket fence of islands that separate C and B from the rest of the map.
Yeah, Deepest just took a guesstimate shot, was way off, but got spotted because of that. Now he's being farmed a little bit longer from this Minotaur. I'm really surprised he hasn't used a super heal yet.
He's got plenty of them available. Should
That's
be
what
able
I
to get
mean.
maximum usage out of it.
Because the
Finally
idea
goes
is
dark right there.
he wants to. Nope, man, he's spotted again. He wants to get his heal going. There we go. So that he's
Now
got it available again sooner. Ah, Minotaur comes out. That's what he's doing. He's expecting the Minotaur to come out, so he's shooting when he thinks the Minotaur's coming out.
Yeah,
very smart, actually.
Suki was still unspotted in there.
Yeah.
So it was total blind shot. Deepest going to get back a bunch of HP, but catching another fire there.
Hmm.
Big push by ELSR up the 7-8 line. Regulo and Yang almost into the B cap. Mixes long-range Hydro about to run out for a spell. Clausewitz trading blows with Dino Gaming's Goliath over here on the 10 line. That's Ayase.
Yeah, and I mean that's a fight Dino wants to take.
Absolutely. Well, if I'm Ayase, that devastation is in a terrifying spot. The AP salvo could just ruin him. He takes an AP salvo at Triarch instead and comes up empty. I think he was blind firing in the Regulo smoke.
Deepest is continuing to do that. I think he's trying to just get that one hero shot that impacts the game, but just shoot at the one guy that you know you can hit.
Deepest dodged a bunch of Deepwater Torps earlier, but he's not going to be able to dodge this salvo coming in. He's going to take at least 2 of these. Big hits there on devastation.
Yep,
British battleships do not like torpedoes. As now the Yang, that's dog punch into the bottom of B.
Oh! Look at that white bar.
Suki getting dunked right through the bow. Really surprised to see that. I'm surprised he allowed himself to get spotted. Pops a heel, tries to duck into cover, but the Goliath AP coming in now. Nothing doing.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they're not able to convert this into a kill. Big hit nonetheless, and Suki has far less heal ability moving forward.
Yep. Deepest burns heal number 2. As the Yu Yang radar looking for Mixa in this smoke, gonna pick him up right about. He's staying just ahead of it, almost as if he can see the line.
Well, when you know the range, you just play around that range, right?
Yep. Take a blind fire at the Regulo, coming up empty. One of the best Regulo games I've seen in a while. Watching Triarch work in tandem with Dog Punch.
Them's Brizzy now. That's
They're
Fairy.
gonna get the Minotaur Zath. Minotaur's gonna burn out right here. Yep. First blood going to them here in game 2. ELSR pushing hard, picking up the B cap, but unable to keep their COTS ready Minotaur on the board, Zath.
Well, you know, we love game 3s, and that's something that them needed, you know, to help get to a game 3.
I was going to say, it's not a done deal yet. ELSR still has a lot of board control. I think what surprises me, Zath, is that they haven't kind of rotated everybody back behind the picket fence to sort of defend the B and the C cap. You've still got Yilu's Goliath over here all by himself in the southwest on the A cap. He's pushing back in.
Oh yeah, he's charging
and the
right in.
Conqueror and the Z42 have turned around as well.
Yep. I think what they're trying to do is pincer this group on this one side. And they know that there's 3 ships over here. They've got 4. So actually, no, they have 3.
It's 3v3 really. Deepwater Torps looking for pro streamers. Janan coming up empty. Those Torps may yet have an impact on Deepest, but I'll bet he maneuvers to avoid them. Janan should be ducking into this cap here in a moment. The Regulo, Triarch, all the way on the 10 line. They're desperately trying to farm out DNO's Goliath, who's down to his last heal 40 seconds away.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job on it, actually.
Yeah. And big devastation salvo coming in looking for the Clausewitz. Nothing doing. Yilu pushing back into the A-cap. Medzuko on 1,000 HP and spotted. Probably going to go out the next time Yilu pulls the trigger here. Should do it right here. And they get him.
So I'm curious about that.
Yep, big kill for ELSR here in the A-cap.
Luger was spotted making his way to A before, so they had to have known that this 42 is coming. So that's why I'm just surprised to see that he sat there and got himself hydroed, but we have the all-seeing eye, so.
Yeah, exactly. DNO able to escape, slither away on the edge of the map on 9,000 HP. It's the Clausewitz, that's Ayase, burning a heal back up to 40,000 HP or so. Just trying to get whatever damage he can as he rotates south.
You know, what's interesting is Dino is choosing not to use that last heal. He's going to keep it in reserve, try to get as much mileage out of it as he can.
It's not a bad play.
I agree, and I also like how ELSR is like, you know what, we're not going to chase anymore, and they're heading the opposite direction.
They're rotating back. 10 minutes to play, and it's still a very close game. ELSR working a 30-point lead here. Technically, they win in 3 minutes, assuming nothing changes, but something's going to change.
Yeah. Dog Punch has got an island in front of him, but he's able to get out because Misa stopped.
All kinds of speculative torpedoes going back to the B cap, hoping they can catch the Janan sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And they've rotated deepest back to mid to try and deal with this Conqueror Goliath push. Eobard having wrapped all the way around down. Look where Eobard is, over on the one line. They're trying to get spots on the Goliath so the devastation can finish him off.
Speaking of, Triarch just took looked like a torpedo or something. He is extremely low. Spotted for a bit.
He's unlit for the moment.
Yeah. That was a close one.
Goliath still surviving here, sitting in the A-cap. As the Brisbane trying to push in. It's a very narrow, very tenuous lead here for ELSR. They have a couple or three very low ships clinging to life. Yulu's next heal is coming up soon. 2 seconds.
I'm really surprised Dungeon isn't just turning and shooting.
Well,
he's just
he is
using
now.
His bow turrets. Yeah, but it's
Yulu
too late.
Yulu managing to weather the heel as they drive Ferry's Brisbane into the A-cap to hold those points back. So here we are.
Misa goes down.
Oh, they grab Misa. That's a big kill.
Huge.
That's a big kill. So ELSR, with just the right amount of aggression here, has worked out to almost a 200-point lead. Trying to make it stick here. 90 seconds to a win in game 2.
Yep, still not enough to kill this Goliath. You got Elbard trying to get AP shells from the butt.
They've finally got the flat plate here on the Goliath.
Yeah, with the rear from the Elbing.
That little flat transom stern. The Elbing is able to hit it, but Elbing is just accurate enough. He's able to hit it. They're going to get Yilu right here.
Yep, look at all those holes right there.
Brilliant.
It is brilliant, but it still took 3 ships to kill 1.
It took a long time. Yilu kept him tied up in the A-cap. Now the Brisbane radar coming up. They're trying to catch Luger in the smoke. They do. Deepest on his last legs here. His last heel a little ways off. See if he gets anything out of this AP salvo.
Connected, but not enough.
About half of Luger's remaining HP here. Them flips the A-cap back.
They get it.
Grab the kill. Big points. That flips the lead, and now them wins in 90 seconds.
Yep.
I feel like it's on the Conqueror to make a play, Zath.
Yep. Deepest pulls his heel up just in the nick of time.
The ELSR desperately trying to find a way to kill this devastation.
I mean, I don't think they can unless Deepest comes out, but he knows not to do that.
Dog punches Yang, racing for the B cap. He's got 60 seconds to step in there.
Look at Pro Streamer backing up.
Yep. Solid hit there from 89.52 on the Eobard's Elbing.
This is the part, if I'm Dino, Dino's behind an island. If I'm Dino, I'm coming out right now and just popping the heel and just saying, yeah, what are you going to do about me?
30 seconds for ELSR to find a way to win in a game that they have fought hard for. They are going to step onto the A-cap. It's going to get them an extension. Now we're going to see Conqueror versus Devastation.
Oh, another big white bar.
Devastation with a big hit. They can't afford a trade here. A trade does not help them. 89.52 can't angle to everywhere at once. I'm surprised he hasn't turned. He's about to get Citadel, Zaf.
Yeah, I think he knows it. 17 seconds to go.
He's about to get citadeled right off the board. Is it going to happen in time for the Yang to step onto the cap?
There he goes.
He does, he dies, and that's the game. Man. Woo!
Bum, 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 bum.
Wow. What a hard-fought game. But them comes away with the win to force a game 3.
Woo, game 3.
Wow. It's a hell of a series.
Yeah, this was amazing
Very
to
back
cover.
and forth.
So much back and forth. I don't know about you, man. I kept on moving the camera. What's going on here? What's going on there? You absolutely can't.
You love matches where there's action in every theater and you just can't keep up. Those
Right.
are almost always really, really good matches.
Right.
Oh.
And then a lot of times you have the player that made something big, and they're like, "You didn't catch me over here." It's like, sorry.
There's only so much one camera can catch, guys. You know?
Yeah.
For years, a lot of players have expressed dislike of how Wargaming does it with the multiple camera views, right? And I understand the frustration. Believe me, as a caster, I understand. But the advantage of having more cameras in is that you're able to catch more of those OMG moments, right? Even if you only catch them as a little replay window that pops up later, you've at least seen it. You were able to catch a glimpse of it, right?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And the one thing they've done really nice is they've gone ahead and they've gone to one primary camera and then they fly in the others instead of trying to go with all the flying around cameras that they did the first few iterations. But, it takes a while. They got the feedback. They adjusted on that feedback. It may not have seemed like that, but Raptor and I both know because we were some of the first people to help give them that feedback at the start. So, and then you had the server split and everybody has to relearn how to do it all again. Raptor,
we got
take
there
a look
in the
at
end, right? But it took a while.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Take a look at the tournament page right now. Something
Okay,
very
hold on.
interesting just happened. Actually, two very interesting things just happened. Do you see it?
Okay.
Do you see them? TWA lost the first game to Rain.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they did.
Interesting.
And TSYMQ has punched 4 out of the tournament. That's it.
That's right. So a China
2-0.
team has removed the remaining Asia team out
Asia team.
2-0.
Yep. No Asia
So-
teams in the top 4 now. One China team guaranteed a spot in the top 4. And then, of
Yep.
course, right now we're looking at EU versus NA, looking for that last spot in the top 4. So we'll have to see how this one comes out, because this is a really good match.
This is a very good series. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing people filter in since we are at a game 3. So chat, you know what that means. Do what Raptor's doing. Grab a snack, get up, go do something right now because it's going to be a little bit. Okay? Just putting that out there. But huge thanks to everybody for tuning in. This has been
They
fun.
may yet end up holding this game. It's been a blast. It's been a good day. They,
Yeah,
they
that's-
may
that's
yet
what
end
I
up holding
mean.
this game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do, frankly.
No, me neither.
So, we'll see what happens. Man, if Rain 2-0's TWA, woo, that'd be interesting. That would
Push
be
an ad
something.
roll while you're thinking about it.
Good idea, thank you. And you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna hit the bathroom. I was gonna say something else, but I'll go hit the bathroom. I'll be right back.
You do that. So yeah, maybe a bit of a surprising result up there in the winners bracket. Now, my assumption is that the main Warship stream is covering the winners bracket, and they are. They're in game 2. Not shocking particularly. So quick look at things here. Yep, yeah, it's fine. There is another code here that they have posted. I'm going to share that in my chat. Let's see. It is what? It is this WM243. There we go. So that one is currently pinned over on the main Warships channel. WM2435, like the word 5, clause, CLAUSE.
Okay, you said
how we doing over here?
WM243.
243, and then spell out, no, 243, the numbers, then spell out
Yeah.
5, clause.
5. Okay, because 5 Clausewitzes.
Yes, I think that's what they're mocking, yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's cool they get to make these codes on the fly like that. And that code took.
I gotta say, Zap, Rain looks like they're in a pretty good spot to win game 2 here, but it ain't done yet. I'm gonna be curious to see how TWA tries to get their way back into that. That's gonna be a challenge.
Well, let's see.
Here on our match, we're going to game 3, and looking like we're going to be along shortly. ELSR basically all here. Them all here as well. We got to get everybody sorted correctly and readied up, but I think we're going to be along shortly. Should not be too much longer.
You know, what I'm hoping for, of course, is that they go to game 3, we get our game 3 done, and we can go catch that game 3.
That would be ideal, but I'm, again, based on what I'm seeing right now, I'm not sure. I mean, they've got a long way to go. There's still time on the clock, but I'm looking at this match going, man, if you're Rain, you are in the driver's seat. You're 100% in the driver's seat. So if you're TWA, you have a big hill to climb to get back in this game.
That's right.
We'll see if they can manage it. Again, I want to shout out the refs on both channels. The mods on both of our channels who are doing a great job keeping up with the giveaways, handing out Wargaming's free stuff. Appreciate you guys today. I'm sure the audience and the crowd appreciates you as well.
Right.
Anytime I'm able to give away free stuff to the masses, it's usually a well-received day.
Well, and you know, it's like it's really cool. I don't know of any other content creator programs out there where the company says, here, or the publisher, go take a whole bunch of free stuff, hand it out to your people as a way of saying thanks for tuning into your content.
Yep.
Like, that's really kind of cool, guys. Like, I don't know anybody else that does that.
Still looking at this Rain TWA game, and I'm like, Rain's got a 100-point lead, and now there's 2 minutes on the clock. And I'm just kind of going, I don't know how they think they're going to get out of this one. Okay, I see now. TWA has worked a ship in towards one of the caps they don't own.
Yeah, they're going to get the A cap in a moment. Actually, they got on the B cap too. They're going to touch both caps. They're
on to both caps now, so they're definitely keeping the pressure up. So good on them.
Yeah, Vile got detected though.
You're going to be able to force Vile off the B cap.
And Striver.
And they can see Striver, so we'll see how long he can weather the pain there.
Striver, last weekend when you had to leave, we caught TWA game 3 of, I don't remember who they were playing against. I think it was Rain. He was sitting on like 200 HP, and people were blind shooting him, and the shells just kept missing. It's almost like he just had a field up, like a force field, and like, nope.
Yep. Shields up, Captain.
Yes. Captain the shields.
Well, I don't think Vile can make a play at B again. They hammered him hard enough, and they're continuing to beat up on Striver back there.
Yeah, the Janon's arcing those shells. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, on the back of the Rhode Island radar, which I love.
Yeah, that's Arturius.
Striver. Yep.
But
nice
see, look,
play from both
Striver's
these teams.
He's just finding a way, and he got the cap. That was his job, was to get the cap.
He did. He's just digging in. Now he probably needs to bail if he can. Very back and forth. TWA's not out yet. All right. On our game, ELSR is all here. Them is all here, but not quite ready yet. I'm looking at the number of casters coming in, thinking, something. I'm wondering now if Rain does end up winning this match. Just given the number of people that are in here.
I'm going to ask it in the training room, because obviously they would know.
Yeah. They say yes.
Okay.
So there you go, Zeth. You were asking, Rain does TWA there in the winner's bracket. And so now we are sitting in the last game of the day. This is, of course, going to be the last game of the day, both for us and for the entire tournament. We'll be back tomorrow. Same start time with all of the good stuff. In fact, that reminds me, I'm going to go change my outro screen right now before I forget.
And if y'all haven't gotten your drops, I'll be keeping my stream going, doing some after-party shenanigans with the speed run, and hopefully you'll be able to get your drops. But if you don't, look, at this point, you got to figure out what's not working, and you got to figure it out fast, because tomorrow is the drop that you want. So just putting that out there.
Yep, 100%. All right, everybody's here. Looks like we're going, Zaf.
Okay.
Interesting that they're going to leave the official cast out of this one, but whatever.
Did they actually drop? Oh my God, they dropped.
They dropped. I didn't see any of the camera work or any of that stuff come in, so I'm just like, all right, here we go. We're going, baby.
They might have decided that they want to just kind of be done. So that's fine.
It's fine. It are what it are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zaf. I'm going to get the camera positioned here.
Let's see. Gotta do the reverse.
Bam. Indeed. All right, Zath, once again, them in green. Talk me through their lineup. What do we got?
All right, them in green. This is tied up. We have Takbir and a Yu Yang. That's a smoke Yu Yang. Mike said this time is in a Tigolo Regulo. He's like, hey, no, I kind of liked what I saw them do over there. Can we use that this time? Medusko is in a Grozovoy. Dino, in your favorite, Yoshino. And Obard is now in a Nevsky. Our first time seeing Nevsky in quite a while, Raptor. I'm kind of surprised about that now I think about it. Bogdan in another Yoshino, folded 1,000 times. And finally, Fairy is in a Radar Manitar.
Indeed. Well, Zath, I'll be curious to see what ELSR makes of this lineup. They are also opting for a triple destroyer setup. Starting here on the left with Ziyang's Delne. Looking at pretty typical build, nothing exciting there. Luger in the Regalo. Double range. Triarch also in the Regalo. Double range. Paired up with Ayase's Henri Quatre. Reload and top grade gunner. That's our triple element going to see with Suki's Moskva. Indeed. Unique upgrade Moskva. You lose Castilla headed over to A, backing up Ziyang's Delny. And 8952 in the battleship again, bringing in Ohio, looking like he's going to hang around mid, I think.
Yeah, that's what you typically do in a battleship on this map. So
looks like we're going for a 3-4 split up top and a little more unconventional 4-2-1 split down at the bottom.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. A lot of times the battleship will like to hang out, do circles in the middle southern part there. Gives him the flexibility to head north if he needs to, or to head south or whatever. So, that makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, we've seen a lot of teams like to try to push their way up the 9-10 line, and it just doesn't work out. A lot of times, so we'll see what they do this time, because that seems to be where they're going to push it.
We'll see. We have seen it work, Zaf. Excuse me. I think back on day one, we saw a team successfully do it.
And
Delny,
meanwhile, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, Delny grabbing it, but you can see the other side is going to work their way to the flank. They know they want to get shots in on that safe part of the island, although these days the meta is to stay at the bottom of the cap, which is exactly what the Delny's doing.
Yep. Ziyang going to hang here, pick up points on a cap that they know they cannot hold. Their whole goal is to grab it, steal some cheap points, and then kite away. Buy them some time, buy them extra time, slowly build a lead, because they know eventually they're going to surrender the A cap while this A9 line push presumably materializes, assuming that's what this is. So what we expect to see is something like this.
I'm drawing too. I just drew a bunch of smiley faces.
Right. Yeah, look at you. Right? Because the Grozovoy Minnow and Yoshino up here around the B cap are set to receive a push.
Oh yeah, they already sussing it out.
Yep. And we're sort of expecting something like this while this group down here, you know, sort of receives and retreats as well. So they're just looking to get some free points out of A while all of this develops.
Right. Now we got the radar from the Moskva banging away, seeing nothing.
Nothing. Coming up
So
totally empty.
it's going to be interesting to see now with that information. I guess you would just tell your group on the 910 line, like, go, right? Like, there's nothing to worry about. At least the big thing they're looking at, and you can see the torpedoes too, is they're thinking there's going to be a radar or something cruiser right on the Delta 8 side of that big island, right? Like a Minotaur or something, but they don't see it.
Yeah, no vision. Them is doing a brilliant job of playing far enough back. They're not giving these guys any clues as to where they are. The first clue they're going to get is the Smoke Yang and the Nevsky paired up over here on the 1 line. They're going to try and catch out this Delny here probably in just a moment, I'm betting.
Yep. Meanwhile, the Regulo is going to go and say, oh, look, a cap. Ooh, a piece of candy.
Yeah. They catch a glimpse of the Nevsky. One salvo goes in. There comes the Yang smoke. Ziyang now turning away, realizing he's caught inside the Delny's radar bubble.
Mm-hmm.
That radar's not up yet, though. There goes the A-cap, flipping over. So ELSR built out to about a 100-ish point lead. They're going to lose that. Going to start to go the other way here in a moment.
Look at the ELSR's Ohio 8952 backing up, just waiting to be a tripwire. Very interesting. Oh, damn it.
Very slow push, but it's starting to develop here now. You can start to see the Regalos, the Henri, the Moskva converging on B. Yoshino here in mid. Now they got to look at Takbir's Yang, or he took a torpedo. He's taking some damage. Delny and Castilla, I'm expecting to continue retreating. Let's see how this goes. They can see the Moskva now. They've got eyes on Suki. Grozovoy ready to smoke up Ferry's Minotaur. They're just lurking together here. Both Regalos not quite inside that Minotaur radar yet. They don't yet know that Minnow is there. He's even outside the Moskva radar range. They were catching a glimpse of the Grozovoy on the Moskva radar. There we go. There comes the smoke from Medusko. And in moments, we'll get the Minotaur radar as well. There it is.
And there's our really first action of the game.
Yep. Big hit from the Henri on the Minnow, but Luger's going to get absolutely savaged for this play, trying to turn around. Probably would have been better just to stay bow in, but that's not what he does.
No.
And now he's going to get absolutely gutted. This Minnow radar has 30 seconds more to run, 25 seconds more to run. He'll never survive that long.
Nope. And there goes first blood for them. Brilliant play. Very good teamwork there.
Yep. Just entrapment of the worst kind as a destroyer player. Triarch going to sneak away, but them able to successfully defend the B cap with with a kill and retain control. And so now you have to wonder, ELSR, what are we going to do? It looks like they've made the decision, Zaf. They're pushing 8952's Ohio into the A-cap.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, all right, you've just lost a ship on the other side of the map. They were obviously ready to receive.
Yeah, and you've got this battleship. Like, you paid for the battleship. Get some use out of it, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah. And it makes perfect sense.
It does. The Regalo and the Henri can always retreat back, probably, and just bail out of there. They can see the Ohio coming now. Ooh, Eobard taking a good salvo. Eobard's got radar ready. He would pick up the Castilla and the Delny if he wanted. Is Ziyang going to push the cap or not? I have to wonder. Mixa, an Irregolo, Bogdan's Yoshino coming back to kind of receive this ELSR response. We're 2 minutes from a them win here in Game 3 in what's been a really, really harshly contested series.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very slow start to this game, but I have a feeling
Yoshino
that's going to
AP.
change soon.
Yep, Yoshino AP going in on Castilla, nothing doing. Yulu pulls the handbrake and dodges most of it. As now the Ohio steps onto the A-cap, doubling the amount of time that ELSR has to try to get back into the game. Triarch now onto the B-cap.
Gotta make
Inside
something
Ferry's
happen.
radar range, but Ferry would have to... Yep, Ferry's radar does go up. They're going to pick up Triarch. The Moskva has moved. Moskva would have had brilliant shots on the Minnow. Right now, they're just using the Minnow. Yep, they're going to let the Grozovoy do the shooting until the Minnow's in smoke. They're going to push Triarch back off the cap.
And for a while, that was no point tick for them, which was very important. Triarch backing off. He'll be back, though. The big thing is, look at A. You got 8952 coming through. Takes a torp for his trouble. Is he
Yep.
going to be able to work his way through?
I feel like ELSR needs to bag a kill somewhere. Feels like they're going to need the points or the health. They still technically have a small health advantage, but all of it's focused on the A side of the map. The Ohio now in to a bit of a mess here. He's weathering it okay. And because he's in Ohio, he's only got to wait 35, 40 seconds for his next heal. They are going to pick up the A-cap. I don't think them can stop that at this stage.
It's the constant resetting that's happening now. The Castilla is getting all the points. Ziyang just got reset.
Yeah, it's coming out of the Castilla at this point. They're trying to focus the Ohio. We're going to have a Moskva Yoshino close pass, Zath, I think. Check it out. They've brought Suki's Moskva across the middle of the board.
I'm looking at it. This is not
Now,
a pass that Suki wants in the Moskva.
No, Yoshino has really, really good torpedoes and good torpedo angles to use them. Moskva's trying to knock out his turrets with AP, but Bogdan has pulled the handbrake as well, Zath.
Well, yeah, because 8952 is already looking.
Well,
Mitsuko took a big hit over there on the other side.
8952 is looking. He's reversing now. They're trying to get this salvo on the Yoshino. They're farming the hell out of the Ohio. Pure chaos here, Zath. ELSR does pick up the A-cap, but they're going to lose the Ohio. They're trying to get one more salvo out of him. Bogdan's not going to let it happen.
No. It almost feels like both teams realize that this is it.
Yep.
8952
60 seconds here.
just shoots the island and hope that one shell will make it over. Did not
The
happen.
Minotaur is farming out Suki. Suki goes 5 seconds to a them win, but they trade.
Nope.
The Castilla moves up and bags the Yoshino at the exact same moment. And so now the Castilla with shots on the Minotaur as well.
Yep, he's kind of stuck.
Yilu guarded from anybody on his flank. Bow into the Minotaur. Clear view of Ferry here.
Look at
Vix's
Triarch.
Smoke is having to drive it.
Look at Triarch going into B.
Oh,
Triarch
taking
is
on
stuck.
the Grozovoy. This is
will
a
do it.
terrible position to be in.
Use the
There's
smoke
no
loop.
way he's going to smoke. He is going to smoke. Is it going to work?
No.
600.
Too many shells in the air.
13.
13 hit points.
13 health as Triarch steps onto Bezath.
Wow.
And just like that, they cut off all of them's points gains. But the Yoshino shells are coming in. He's just fishing.
Oh, oh,
Oh
how
my
close.
goodness. Holy
Look at how
cow,
close they
What
were.
is happening right now? Triarch trying to pick up this cat. Medusko has to turn around and push him. They know it. They're still fishing for him in there. Medusko's on the cap. They can no longer convert it. All they can do is stop it.
Yep.
60 seconds to an ELSR win.
Look at Ayase coming in.
They're still in this game.
Nope. 41 seconds now to a them win.
A them win.
You look at Yulu and Castilla.
Oh, they're going to bag Yilu. Yeah, they're focused. It's a 4-on-1 for Yilu.
Wait. No, Triarch goes down.
They grab the Triarch. Yep, they grab the Regulo. They grab the Castilla. Man, ELSR
what a finish.
Fights to the end, but them able to make it work. Man, you know, I liked the Ohio play at the time, Zath, and I still like it, but them responded really well to it and came over and just focused him out.
Incredible. I mean, just a great way of dealing with the situation, and I love how 8952 was in position to receive, and it never came. And he's just sitting there, and it's like, okay, at what point are you going to get your big, expensive, heavy ship into the game? He did, and then he didn't really accomplish much, unfortunately.
It felt like maybe, perhaps, they waited a little too long to do something with the Ohio, right? But either way, a really, really well-executed game by them. That textbook assassination of Luger's Regulo, as soon as he touched that A-cap, they were there, they were ready, and man, really, really well played by them. They're going on. They are going to go on to the losers bracket final. No, not quite. We're in the losers bracket. They're going to face TSYMQ in our first match tomorrow as we head into the final day of Warship Masters Invitational.